It's Riff Arcade. I'm Josh.
I'm the knight. I'm Butts. I am Butts.
I'm Batman.
And I'm Batman.
And Butts, just take it from here. Tell us what's going on.
I am doing Arkham Knight. This is a challenge room. This is going to be fun because I've not looked up the controls, so I'm trying to remember how to do it. But I am playing one of my favorite games. I love the Arkham series. I am a huge Batman fan, if you know anything about me. So I'm going to, as I joked about in one episode, like, I'm not going to backseat Batman. I'm just going to be Batman. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so for example, like if I had decided to be the one playing this game and Butts was watching, we would not have gotten past episode 1. You know what, Butts?
You're doing it wrong. Yeah. Josh, you're doing it wrong. Like, I want to do it the way I want to do it. Like, no, you do it like Batman would do it, and I know Batman. Yeah.
Maybe you should play it yourself. So Butts,
Do I only have batarangs?
Have we talked about your passion, your unbridled passion for Batman yet in any Riff Arcade episode?
I don't think so, but boy, I sure love Batman. Like a lot. Like I don't care who does it. Come on, go down, Batman. Come on, you can do it, buddy.
Go to the little like.
There we go.
Yeah.
What I want to do is not that.
Oh yeah, get out the explosive gel, and he paints a little Batman on the wall.
It's a little Batman. He's really good at branding. This guy, which I guess he's a billionaire. He's good at that.
That's true.
So we do that, and then we go. Took that guy out. Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't read any comic books growing up. I really only got into Batman in. Well, okay, no. Let me take that back. I didn't read any comic book Batmans, the Batsmans, growing up, but I did watch the show. Like, I watched the Adam West Batman. I watched the Batman animated series Batman.
Yes.
Do I need to take you out?
Take him out.
There we go. So I like. Ow! Oh, they found me.
Uh-oh.
Just gotta go around. Do I have a smoke bomb or anything? Ow! Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's what I get for not looking up the controls.
Doing his Ian Malcolm pose on that gargoyle.
Joker. Yeah, I loved the animated series growing up, which this game has all the voices from.
Yep.
So that was just a great nostalgia trip for me.
Yep, that was Mark Hamill as the Joker.
And just he's always been my favorite superhero. And so when a game came out that was like, you could be Batman, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then everyone was like, oh my God, you are Batman in this game. And it's like, oh, okay. And played it and loved it. And it was great. In college, though, I did take a class on comic books, like comic books as literature. And that was one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. And that was when I was like, I should read a lot more Batman. So that I did. I like dove into Batman and the lore and all the characters and loved it. And then this game came out and I was like, oh my God, it's like the comics with the game. So I've always loved me some Batman. I forgot how to. Well,
just knock him out.
Yeah, I forgot how to knock him out. Maybe I should look at the controls.
So it's like you've always known about Batman, as we all have. Like you don't get this far in life without knowing something about Batman. But so you'd say like that college class is kind of when you went all in on the Batman.
Like I grew up with Batman, and that's just one of those like, okay, I grew up with Batman, fine. But college was when I was like, oh, I could take this seriously. Like the Batman used to be just like a TV show that I watched and like a costume at Halloween that I would dress up as. But
right.
Taking that class was like, no, you could take these comic books and this character seriously and what they're trying to do. And that was when I was like, oh, you can? Well, why didn't I do that? And then I did, and like, loved it even more. Like I kind of rediscovered it. It was one of those like, yeah, I love Batman, but now I can like legitimately be like, no, he's a literary character every bit as cool as you know, somebody like the Three Musketeers or like a Shakespeare character or something like that.
Right. You kind of discovered, like, for lack of a better word, like...
I don't know how to take you out, God. I know you're supposed
It's
to
okay
knock
to,
them
like,
out.
just go full, like, fan. Like a Tolkien fan or something like that. Like, you just dove in and... you stop caring about what other people think. It's kind of...
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I found, like, oh, okay, this character's... He's not the goofy Adam West. He's not a cartoon. Like, you can actually take this character seriously and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I did. I know all the villains. I know a bunch of the storylines. I've read a bunch of, like, Batman comics. Was it
Inverted takedown. Yes!
I love those. Is it the Y button that knocks them out? Because that would be... I wish the game would tell you that.
I think Y counters their attacks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but if I do that glide takedown, like this, like, homie over here, you going down, buddy.
I don't know. Just start mashing. Just mash it all.
See?
Mash all the buttons. Yell at the screen. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah, see. I don't know where I'm at. I have to knock them out, and I don't know how to knock them out. Yeah, let's just restart.
Okay.
No, I didn't Batman good enough.
You're not Batmaning right.
How do I... Yeah. Can you look that up? How do I knock them out? Like,
see.
they're unconscious. How do I knock them out?
If you were hiding in the shadows like a little girl, this could be over much faster.
First we get up high.
How to do the Batman.
Yeah. Not the dance of the Batman.
Combat. You do a silent takedown with Y. You do a takedown. It's Y plus B. But it also requires an upgrade and a multiplier.
Okay, I don't know if I have that.
Oh, there's also,
Like they're
right trigger and Y.
Right trigger and Y. Oy.
That's a ground takedown.
Okay.
Don't enemy takedown.
What'd
Yeah,
you
try
do,
right
man?
trigger and Y if they're on the ground. It's like glide kick.
Get
and
on the
then
ground!
RTY. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. No, Batman doesn't work with the police. I mean, he works with the police, but not like doesn't work with the police.
Okay, so he's on the ground. So
Right trigger and Y.
right trigger and Y. There it is. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Zoop, and none are the wiser. Well, okay, well, guys.
Oop, well, just timing.
That-
yeah,
that guy's
a
the-
little
that guy's
timing
the
is off, but you have to wake up pretty early in the morning to elude Batman. I woke up at 4:45. Okay.
Well, good for you. Our grapple hook. I don't even know what I've got here.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do a
Backclaw.
long play of this game someday. Or have you do a long play of the game. Like
I-
start at the beginning,
1000% will do a long play of this game. Yeah,
go through the story. It'd be great.
it's a good.
Because right now you're just doing like challenges. You're
Yeah.
in like the little challenge room. You're in his like Batcave simulation or whatever. However
Yeah.
you want
I
to
mean, it's
justify
like-
it.
I'm in his danger room.
The danger room. That's
Oh,
right.
jeez,
He has
okay.
the danger room.
Okay.
And the batarang is left trigger. So if you do like a quick batarang, it's like just like that. It'll make that same sound.
Boy,
and
I am out of practice as Batman.
Not
Boom. Take a nap.
I'm okay. Shut up, Joker. I mean, you
Look at
sound
me.
amazing, but
Yeah.
don't try a different route. Or we tried this.
Yeah, I'll try a different room. Let's do that. This is the
Float
original
around.
Arkham Asylum.
That's right. Of which there were 4 games. You made sure to point out earlier to me that there are 4 games, not 3.
Oh, it's a combat one. Let's do a combat one.
All right, what's one of the craziest Batman facts that you know?
So, when you're talking about comic characters, you can have different writers and different interpretations, and oftentimes you'll write stories and stuff like that, and then you will have to kind of reset the character, which is kind of why. Oh, Oh yeah, that thing.
You made them skeletons.
I'll get into it at another episode, but like why I think the Marvel universe will not last much longer. But one of the guys who was reset and trigger and Y. That's it.
Yes.
There you go. Bam.
That's the one.
They try to explain like how could Batman stay up all night. So one of the writers said, he wrote that Batman, Bruce Wayne, will take like little micro naps. So he'll look like he's talking to you or just sitting there, and if he closes his eyes for a second or two, you think like, well, he's like blinking or he's thinking, but it's like, no, he's taking. I gotta get around those guys.
I think I've
get around those guys. Yeah, I've got to do something. He'll take micro naps where he'll go to sleep for like a second and a half, and like those add up during the day and night. So it's like
nice.
Like, he shuts his brain off for like half a second to go to sleep, and then he'll go to sleep and then come back and then keep talking to you as if nothing had happened.
Nice. He's so in tune with his body.
Yeah.
Very efficient.
He just forced himself. Nope, I'm going to sleep right now. Asleep, bloop, awake. Yeah, just kind of resets his brain. So those are kind of crazy fun facts. That's one thing about comics is you've got to, every 10 to 15 years, your stories get so crazy and convoluted and your fans kind of age out that you do have to reset it. So you'll have a different writer, you'll have a different story. So it's like, how can there be like 20 Batman comics at a time? It's like, well, that's why. It's because like this writer did his take on it. He wants to tell this Batman story. So he goes and does it. And you have to do that for, you do that for 10 years or so at the most. And then when the book starts to stop selling, you reset your character. You go back to square one. It's like, oh, we're meeting the Joker again. It's like, yeah, he's had the Joker for like 80 years. Of course he's going to like meet him again. But he's doing it the first time because like these readers haven't seen that meeting. So,
True. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. I yield to you for all the comic book information, but yeah, you said that's pretty much what the multiverse is in Marvel, right? It's like anytime you go to a different universe, that's sort of a way of getting to be like, okay, this is also like a new comic drawn by a different artist. It's kind of a way to take all the collected works of, say, for example, Spider-Man. Say, like, this guy does this line of Spider-Man books, this guy does this line of Spider-Man books, another guy does another line of Spider-Man books. And the multiverse is a way of saying all of it's still canon.
Yeah, all of it works. All of it is, like, still canon, but, like, it's not like, what? If you get to the end of the story and it's like, well, it's just this guy's interpretation, it's not really Spider-Man, the readers are going to feel like gypped because like they might really like that story. Right. So how do you get around that? Like, oh, you make it the multiverse. So like the other characters can't really go to the multiverse. Like like your main, like, all right, this is the main Marvel universe, and then you'll have, like, for Marvel they had something called the Ultimate Universe, which was kind of like a reimagining of some of the characters. And they didn't cross. You didn't cross the main Marvel and the Ultimate. So that's how they could tell that story of like Spider-Man meeting, Dr. Octopus for the first time. He met Dr. Octopus, 40 years ago, but not in the Ultimate. You could retell that by just saying it's a different universe. But you could still have it be legit because it's like, oh, we're just telling a story from this universe. It's not the main one. And Marvel's kind of known for that. They're kind of getting in that in the Marvel MCU. But DC was I think the first company that introduced that. They would have Superman, like, from Universe 1 fight Superman from, like, Universe 2. And that's how they explained it. It's like, well, how can we have Superman fight Superman? Oh, we'll just make him, like, a different universe Superman. And there you go. So you can have these little tweaks in characters, and it could still be like, no, this counts. This still is canon, but you're just not going to see that version of the character.
Makes sense.
Look at that. I'm 970,323rd in the world.
Sweet. Wow, you cleared the top million, Butts. You broke the top mill.
Yeah. So DC introduced like multiverses and stuff like that, and Marvel kind of copied them, But it works the other way because it used to be that all of the DC characters were in their own universe. Like Batman was Batman. He didn't interact with anybody else. But from the beginning, Marvel was like, no, all of our characters in the same world. So like in the 3rd or 4th episode of Spider-Man, or 3rd or 4th issue, he went to the Fantastic Four to try to get a cure for his spider disease. And then in like the 2nd or 3rd issue of, Fantastic Four, they visited like Namor, who had his own comic for a while. So like Marvel always had, no, everyone's the same world, but DC was the first that said, oh, but we can have multiple worlds, and they just kind of copied each other. So
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how that
is
works.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you said you were going to talk about it in a later episode, but I guess the first, just kind of skin level thought I have about that is like, so now the MCU is going to multiverses, and yeah, my big fear now is like, what that means is they're about to make a lot of like wildly disjointed kind of Marvel movies, and it's going to get really diluted, and it's not going to be nearly as cohesive going forward, I don't think.
Well, it's going to get really complicated, and it's like this version of character is from this other universe, but he's traveled to this one, who's interacting with the second version of this character from the, like think of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like the Gamora is a different Gamora than. Whoop, go down. Batman, what are you doing?
Right. Oh, you're pulling a guy. I think you like.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did.
Yeah, you grappled a dude.
Did not mean to do that. Okay. Like Gamora is like technically the Gamora in the next Guardians is going to be a different one than we've ever seen. So like, how do you handle that?
Right. And I think it's going to get really plot divisive by the end. It's just going to, at the end of it all. I mean, I know, of course.
I'm gonna read.
You know,
I'm not doing good Batman. Well, like I said, you have to reset these characters and these stories every 10 years or so in the comics. That's how you can have these characters go for 100 years.
Yep. And in the movies.
But you can't do that in the movie. You're going to reset the entire MCU. Like, you can't do that. Disney won't let you do that. So it's just going to get more complicated, and it's going to just fizzle out. Like, we're not going to see the end of these characters. It's just, they're just going to be like, Guardians of the Galaxy 8. And it's like, people are just not going to go see it, and that'll be the last Guardians of the Galaxy. Not because there was an end point in their story, but because they were like, all right, they're not making money anymore. We're done. Yep. Like, that's sad. That sucks. But
yeah, interest will wane eventually.
What's their option? What's your plan, Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. Let me
buy more intellectual properties.
Yeah. If
we fixed it.
If we keep eating our own tail, nothing can go wrong. I like doing this.
Having bought. Oh yeah.
If there's a guy underneath him, you can knock him and it'll knock him out. But there wasn't. Anyway, I like doing that.
They're gonna be like, having bought the WWE, we will now incorporate Vince McMahon into the newest Iron Patriot movie.
Oh, wouldn't that be crazy if like a new Iron Man lands and it's like, who are you? And like the suit opens up and it's Vince McMahon.
Do a little head waggle.
Or like, who are you? Like, who am I? And then you hear the glass shatter. Stone Cold Steve Austin walks out of the Iron Man suit.
You're fired. Well, that's now mixing the two characters, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, Thanos, I'm gonna stop you into a Texas mud hole.
The Texas rattlesnake. Cuts to War Machine, but it's JR. Oh my God! Here comes Vince McMahon down the ramp.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. Like I'm cool with them doing crazy stuff like that, but if they're like, we should take these characters seriously. Like, well, the Avengers have time travel now. Like, they just have a time machine. Like, where do you go from there? Like,
yeah, that's what they need to do, is just completely jump the shark and just go nuts. Just make it ridiculous from here on out.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. Like, they're kind of doing that with the What If, but Like, go completely insane. Like, there's a Spider-Man storyline where Dr. Octopus finds out who Spider-Man is and goes to him and is like, look, you're a teenage kid. You have your own problems, and you being Spider-Man with all these abilities, you suck at them. Let me be Spider-Man. Let's switch bodies, and I could do a much better job of being Spider-Man, and they do. And so it's like Dr. Octopus's genius level brain with Spider-Man's body, and it's like, okay, he's a better Spider-Man. Like, crime is way down in the city. He's stopped like bigger threats. It's like, oh, he's right. Peter Parker was terrible at it, but that's a really crazy premise of like, what if Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man flip bodies? Like, do completely bat nuts stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's called The Astonishing Spider-Man. That's the run, and like that's the kind of stuff you could do in comics. That's another multiverse of like, yeah, Dr. Octopus became Spider-Man. Like, you change that one little thing, where does it go from there? But what was that, Batman?
Well, I wanted to be really sneaky.
Yeah, I was like, silent takedown. I'll get behind him. Now, okay, do I have my little... I do.
He's done. Yeah,
watch this. If this will work out, watch this.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I think you know what I'm doing, but I've got to get them... I got to get them over here somehow.
Yeah, like get him to see the body. Yeah, the Sonic Batarang.
Now,
Yes? Yes?
come on, buddy. Check on your buddy.
Yeah. Oh.
Now he's not knocked out, so gotta...
Left trigger YM. Batman
we
never
go.
kills. They're all just very, very unconscious.
Yeah, if you watch the animated Batman show, you'll see a guy fall like 20 stories, and then he hits the bottom, and they added like a sound effect of him going like, like that's how they got around the censors, being like,
Falls
he fell
20 stories.
He fell 40 stories and landed on his head, and they're like, no, he groaned at the end, and the censors are like, all right, we're good.
Print, we're done
Yeah,
here.
yeah. They whip. One of the famous stories of that show is they whip out a Thompson submachine gun, and they're like, "You can't show a Tommy gun on like Kids WB," and they're like, "Okay, so we've changed the name. It's not a Tommy gun. It's a like Art Deco machine gun," and they're like, "Art Deco." All right, we're gonna approve it. That's how they got around that. They just renamed the gun something else, and they're like, "Cool."
Nice.
Who do I got left?
There's one armed,
There's one dude right here. Oh, buddy.
and it's right under
Sorry.
there.
You all
And
down.
that's it.
Boom. That's how you Batman.
That is how you Batman.
I go ahead and tell you, if Kevin Conroy, the day he dies, is the day I start playing all 3 Arkham games in a row again, because
Nice.
that is my guy. That is my. If I ever read Batman, that's the voice I have in my head. Is Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. I remember this game had a downloadable skin that would make him look like Batman the Animated Series Batman.
Yeah, they had that. They had a bunch of skins. Arkham City had a bunch of skins. They had my favorite Batman skin, which was The Dark Knight Returns.
Is that when he's 50?
Yes. Oh, that's my favorite Batman comic.
Batman's 50.
Yeah, he's completely unhinged. Yeah.
Do you have it? Go to downloadable content. Do you have the
Do I have it?
skins?
I do not. I bought nothing.
Unless it's in options. I don't know. Whatever.
Ooh,
Okay.
character
Butts has successfally Batmaned. Do you have any closing statements?
And I'll do it
Since This is your
again.
baby.
I mean, you can look for me to play this on Butts Plays Poorly one day. I'll whip out Batman. The day you want to do a long play of Batman is the day we do a long play of Batman, because
Nice.
I love Batman.
Okay.
You've seen my house. You know what's going on.
Perfect. Yes, I have. Butts is a Batman fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all picked that up from this episode, but he is a Batman fan. So yeah, if you're also a Batman fan, jump in the comments. Butts will talk with you all day.
I will. You'll be like, please shut up.
Giddily. about Batman. He'll tee-hee and guffaw just all day talking about Batman. So, thanks for watching, and we will see you lovely people on the very next episode of Riff Arcade.
Yep. You know what? Let's go out to the Joker.
Take patient interview. Subject has no recorded name. Alias listed as the Joker. In the room is Warden Sharp and myself, Dr. Young.
Oh, is this another one of those boring psych evaluation tests?
No, it's not. So, you're the famous Joker.
In the flesh. So, Doc, do you want me to look at the ink blots again? The first one is a kitten I had when I was a child. The second is, let's see, a dead elephant. The third is a...
Funny. Now let's skip the jokes.
Skip the jokes? Hey, Sharpie, didn't she get my permanent record? Be quiet, clown.
Every doctor that has ever interviewed you claims a different type of psychosis. Everything from multiple personality disorders to, well, the list is endless.
I do my best.
Well, I don't believe it. Anything can be cured given a correct treatment.
And you think you can cure me?
Oh, I know I can.